What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including a huge John Cena match leaked, Roman Reigns' return date revealed, Jade Cargill is heading to WWE, concerning Jon Moxley news, Randy Orton vs Rhea Ripley, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new channel, Wrestlelamia Shorts. Now let's hit the intro and get straight into our first story. Our first story looks at a huge John Cena match leaked. Our top story today takes a look at the likely creative destination for John Cena, and it's rather exciting. Cena is back in WWE for the next 6 weeks, and according to BWE on Twitter, this won't be the end of Cena's WWE run. According to the popular source, WWE are looking towards booking a Cena vs Solo Sikoa match for either the Royal Rumble or WrestleMania 40 in April. This would be an entertaining matchup, as Cena's feud with Solo's uncle Umaga was one of the standout feuds of the Ruthless Aggression era, so it'd be fascinating to see this play out. In more positive Cena news, local markets in Saudi Arabia are currently advertising Cena for the November premium live event, so it looks like Cena will be working the anticipated Saudi show before returning to Hollywood. It's unclear if Cena is working Fastlane next month, but the rumor dominating social media currently is that Cena will be teaming with AJ Styles to take on Sikoa and Jimmy Uso at the event. Who would you guys like to see Cena face during his extended run? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, WWE hosting a stadium show in Australia. The WWE have had monumental success with their international shows, and it looks like Australia is on the list for WWE to visit next. The West, a publication in Australia, is reporting that WWE are set to announce a deal which will see a major stadium show take place in early 2024. The Sunday Times understands that Cook Government and the professional wrestling promotion company are just days away from announcing a WWE show at Optus Stadium early in 2024, before the start of the AFL season in late March. This is huge for WWE fans in Australia, and hopefully the Australian fans are given a genuine premium live event rather than a glorified house show. With the event taking place just before WrestleMania 40, it's possible they'll use a pre-WrestleMania concept such as Elimination Chamber. However, it's entirely possible that WWE go down a brand new route for the show. Next up, WWE confirmed Roman Reigns' return date. It was reported this weekend that Roman Reigns will be part of the Saudi show in November, and now WWE have confirmed when exactly Reigns will be returning to SmackDown. It's been made official that the reigning undisputed champion will be returning on the October 27th edition of the Blue Brand. This news comes courtesy of the arena themselves, as they're currently advertising Reigns for the show. It's worth noting that there's a strong chance that Reigns is added to several upcoming editions of SmackDown, as Reigns making one appearance between now and the Saudi event will make it difficult for him to build up a title match. Reigns is heavily rumored to be facing AJ Styles at the big event, which fans seem excited for, as their matches in 2016 were truly incredible. Next up, Cody Rhodes a priority for WWE. Following the news that The Rock is open to wrestling Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40 next year, there have been concern from fans relating to where this leaves Cody Rhodes. Virtually every WWE fan expected Rhodes to finally finish the story at WrestleMania 40, but if The Rock vs Reigns is set for the show, this leaves Rhodes in an awkward position. Thankfully, BWE on Twitter has revealed that Rhodes is still WWE's priority. Backstage were ecstatic with The Rock's reactions, however no agreement over anything other than another meeting to discuss story options. Cody is priority at the moment. Next up, concerning Jon Moxley news. AEW star Jon Moxley is a true risk taker when it comes to pro wrestling, but unfortunately it looks like Moxley's in-ring style is catching up to him. During a candid interview with Believe, the former AEW and WWE World Champion stated that a doctor told him that he has the arthritis of a 70-year-old man. The doctor last year told me that I have the arthritis of a 70-year-old man, and that was quite humbling. That was a year or two ago, so by now it looks like a 72-year-old man. I move very well in the mornings, but once I get dude, thank God shows are at night, because then I'm pretty loosened up. If wrestling shows took place in the morning like Saturday Morning Superstars, if we'd be started doing those things early territory style studio TV tapings on Sunday mornings, I'd be I would retire. I'd be done. Because a lot of the times I can't even move before noon. Moxley went on to add that it's not just the bumps and bruises that have had an impact on his body, as the sheer amount of traveling has ultimately hindered his well-being. Let's never get on an airplane for the rest of my life. That would be fantastic, or take a really long car drive. Yeah, that's a pretty physical style and often take a good beating in the ring, and a lot of the stuff I do recreationally is just physical as well, so it was a very physical lifestyle. But nothing to me is worse or does more damage than just the traveling. For years, it was like traveling was my job. The wrestling part was kind of a reward at the end of the day, but your life becomes traveling at a certain point in this game. It's really amazing how that adds up on your body and your joints and stuff. Next up, did WWE take Jon Moxley for granted? Speaking of Jon Moxley's interview with Believe, Moxley would also discuss the controversial topic of Vince McMahon. The always honest Moxley stated that before he departed WWE, McMahon told him that he was taken for granted by WWE. I take a lot of pride in our work and our work ethic and the standard we set ourselves to and the way we do the job. To be one of those guys that's reliable, that's always there. The downside is that it's very easy to take you for granted. The last conversation I had with Vince McMahon, he straight up told me, "We took you for granted." It's a tough job because I got a lot of experience. A lot of stuff is very familiar to me and I'm comfortable doing stuff that a lot of other people may be intimidated by. What do you make of Moxley's comments? Did WWE take him for granted? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, Jade Cargill is WWE bound. As a quick update on the WWE status of Jade Cargill, as WWE sources have confirmed to PW Insider that Jade Cargill is slated to be at the Performance Center in Orlando as soon as next week. This is exciting news as Cargill is a huge name that will generate some immediate buzz for the women's division. Next up, Rhea Ripley wants to face Randy Orton. Since Rhea Ripley's heel turn, she's been known to have physical interactions with the male talent on the WWE roster. Ripley has now addressed what male wrestler she wants to have a 1v1 match with. In a special interview with Sportskeeda, the reigning Women's World Champion listed a range of names including Rey Mysterio and the legendary Randy Orton. I got a lot of male dream opponents. Obviously, I would like to beat some sense into Dom's deadbeat father. I think me versus Rey Mysterio would be absolutely amazing and I would put him in his place. Then there's also Edge. I would love to face Edge. He was a leader of the Judgment Day at one point, and mommy don't like getting bossed around by anyone. I don't feel like having someone in charge. That's why the Judgment Day works so well now, so I have a lot of pent-up aggression against Edge that I would love to get out. But then there's one more person that everyone keeps throwing at me, and that's Randy Orton. Yeah, they want Randy to come back so I can get RKO'd because I keep sticking my business in the men's business. Rhea Ripley keeps hitting the men, and they can't hit her back. They can hit me back, they just choose not to. You know why? Because they know their place, they know their role, and they know mommy's always on top. Would you guys like to see Rhea Ripley versus Randy Orton? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, Damian Priest replacing Roman Reigns. Damian Priest has been given the push of a lifetime this year, and he's a focal part of WWE programming and even won the Money in the Bank briefcase back in July. According to his fellow Judgment Day stablemate Rhea Ripley in the aforementioned interview with Sportskeeda, Priest has all the tools to go all the way in WWE and even take Roman Reigns' spot in the company. I think he's ready to take Roman's spot. Damian is ready for anything. I know this man pretty much the entire time I've been in NXT. I came to the main roster the exact same time as him, we did our initiation together. I know what he's capable of, and I know that the sky's the limit. If he wants to get whatever gold he wants, I think he can do it. And finally, WWE CEO praises Vince and Triple H. Our final story today examines a recent interview with WWE CEO Nick Khan on the Bill Simmons podcast, who had a ton of praise for Vince and Triple H. When I started with WWE, height of COVID, Dominic, young wrestler, Ray's son, Cena's Ray's son, nice young man. But it really wasn't working. I think the patience that Vince and Paul Levesque, Triple H show with the talent, you saw it with Roman, where people were not buying him as a monster face, if you will. And then all of a sudden during COVID he came back to Florida facility where we were taping down there, came back as a heel and boom, Roman Reigns takes off. Dominic Mysterio, hey, I'm the good son of Rey Mysterio. It was great, they stuck with it, turned him into a heel, amazing. Well there you have it folks, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.